Hello YouTubers, my name is Eggy and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a tech girl, a Qinglong or Azure Dragon from Mr. Model, and in today's video I'm going to build this. The last attack girl I built, which was a circuit, really impressed me, so I bought a bunch of their lines. This is my next build of their line, which is part of the 4 Heavenly Beasts, Qinglong or Azure Dragon. The box was large and it was filled with parts. The kit included a bag of goodies that contained these. It had hair parts that are molded in this hard rubber-like material, a bunch of hands in 2 different colors, several face plates, 3 of them were pre-painted. The kit included a large number of clear parts. These parts were great with no bubbles, but it did worry me because they tend to be a bit on the brittle side. There were also this stand with pre-painted logo on the base. It is a really good looking base, however, the clear plastic, which is a bit on the hard side, tends to break at the joints. Lastly, there were a piece of wire for her tail and 2 clear plastic poles, which is for the flying effect for her weapons. The instruction manual in this kit was of high quality, and with high quality pictures of her finished kit in both armor and unarmored form. The instruction was clear and easy to understand with English translation in key parts. I began building by cutting out each part from its spruce according to the instruction. I used a double cut method here to minimize the stress mark. Once each part was cut out, I cleaned the nut mark using files and sanding blocks. Once the parts were clean, I assembled them together according to the instruction. Building this kit requires more patience than Bandai or Kotobukiya kits. The nut marks were located in awkward locations, even undergated in most places, which is very hard to clean. Parts fitment was okay, but there were large panel gaps here and there that require a bit of an attention. Some fitments were either too tight or too loose, so extra attention was needed. Mold marks and flesh marks were all over the place, which required careful cleaning as well. There were also parts that were not molded properly, and to top it off, there were small parts that were hard to handle, which added frustration to the build. It's a wonder how I didn't lose any parts during this whole build. It took a while to build this, and honestly, it felt like a chore building this. And this is what the kit looks like built straight out of the box, both on armor and armor version. This kit looks great even for an out-of-box build, due to the great color separation. A beginner can build this, but some skill is required for a clean build due to the problems I had mentioned earlier. The kit balances and poses well, however, in an armor version, due to its busy design, a lot of parts gets in the way when posing, and some parts like to fly off. There are some proportion issues in my opinion, such as its backpack being a little too small, and the leg is a bit too long, like it has been stretched out. This seems to be the beauty standard in China, so I can't really hate for it though. I am stating a lot of negative things here, but overall, it's a great looking kit and I love it. This kit required a lot of work just to prepare for painting. As I mentioned, there were a lot of mold marks, flesh marks, and panel gaps that needed attention. Almost every part of this kit requires some work to make it look clean. All the mold marks and flesh marks were cleaned using X-Acto knife, file, and sanding blocks. The panel gaps were filled using putty and they were sanded to a smooth finish with files and sanding blocks. This work was very tedious and annoying, but the end result was very rewarding. For painting, let's start with the skin tone. I tried different painting style here using Mr. Color Lascivus CL03 Clear Pale Red and CL04 Clear Pale Orange. The plan was to use the base skin tone of the plastic and shade it using clear red and clear orange. Clear orange was used where the shading will be, and the pale red was used where the reddish hue will be. Also, I will use both pale red and pale orange in a crevice where darker shading will be required. Since I will be using a base plastic color, I used a plastic glue, which is melted runner with a plastic glue as a putty. so the fill part will be the same color as the plastic. All parts were sanded with an 800 grit to 1000 grit sandpaper to give a rough surface so the paint can grab onto something. Once parts were sanded, they were cleaned with a warm soapy water before painting using pale red and pale orange. It was a slow work, but this is the end result. It was not exactly what I was hoping for, but with a few practice I think I can make this work. Now for the rest, I used my usual painting method here. All parts were washed using warm soapy water. Primers were applied first on all parts. Primers help paints adhere better, but it also coats the parts in one color, and it helps to see any mistakes I made during sanding and filing. It also helps with the consistency of the paint job. Once the primer has been dried, I apply dark shade of the color first and then the light shade, creating the basic shading. Some parts require extensive use of masking for color separations. Once the painting was done, I sealed it using a clear top coat. And here is the final results. The paint job I did for her flesh color came out great, although I think I can make it better. Because it uses really thin paint and very little layer, it didn't have much of a scraping issue like I did with a fully painting it. So I think this style will suit these Mecha Musume kits better. As for the whole kit itself, while it is doable with basic skills, some modeling skills and patience are needed to make a clean looking kit. Mold lines and flash marks are abundant, and this kit has a lot of casting issues that require a lot of attention. Looking at other reviews, I noticed that there are a lot of casting issues, which I believe Easter model needs some better quality check to take care of these issues. This kit is solid even after painting it. It looks great, but its busy design works against it when posing this kit, since all those things that are poking out gets in the way. I spoke a lot of negative things about this kit, but unlike Pretty Armor Kit, I am pointing out these negative parts because I love this kit. In just few years, Eastern model has gotten a lot better, and I want them to get even better, and I can't wait to build their recent kits. Sure, this kit requires a lot of work, but resulting reward was well worth it. That and its reasonable price, I recommend this kit. Oh, did I mention that there are enough parts to make both the unarmored and armored version? My mind was blown. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button if you like this video and don't forget to subscribe.